today's vlog, we are going to be exploring some of the best, most popular waterside or lakeside neighborhoods right here in the St. Catharines North End. Right now, I'm standing on the east side, right here in a little community called Port Weller. I'm just inside this beautiful little green space right by Jones Beach. And we're gonna kick off our tour at this location. We're gonna head down to the beach. I'm gonna show you guys all the nooks and crannies. We're gonna talk about some of the real estate, the schools, the amenities, the attractions, and everything else that you can expect to find right here in the north end of St. Catharines, right along this waterside or lakeside community. Stay tuned, we're gonna get into it. All right, guys, we're here as previously mentioned. We're just walking out of this park. We're right here in the east end of Port Weller, not to be confused with Port Dalhousie. A lot of people get that confused. They are completely different communities. This is Port Weller. Now, I do want to show you my surroundings right now. Right over here, this is a luxury townhouse community called Queen's Quay. There's some beautiful, beautiful townhomes in there. Some of them actually with lake views. Now, right over here, we've got the St. Catharines Marina. This has been here for many, many years. Obviously, it's a marina, so people park on their boats there, and this is the time of year people are heading down there, getting on their boats, and taking it for a spin in Lake Ontario. But I'm gonna flip my camera on and walk up to this area here at Jones Beach and give you guys a much better vantage point of what you're gonna find right here in Port Weller. Guys, just an interesting fun fact about Port Weller and where the name was actually originated from was a gentleman by the name of John Weller. Now, John was actually an engineer and was part of the development of the Welland Canal, and that's where the name Port Weller actually came from. Now, we are also going to explore a little bit more of Port Weller once we leave here at Jones Beach. We're going to take you through some of the neighborhoods, show you some of the real estate and the different types of homes you can find here, some of the parks. As well, what Port Weller is really, really known for is the Port Weller Dry Docks, which no longer exists. But we're also going to take you to a really popular place for families and young children, and that is Happy Rolphs Animal Farm. So we're going to take you over there as well. We're going to show you a little bit more about Happy Rolphs, and then we're going to head out of Port Weller. We're going to head to the other side of the canal into Port Weller West. So stick around. So if you guys are new to my channel and you haven't been here before, what's up, guys? My name is Andrew Kulikowski, and I'm a local real estate agent and team leader of the Living in Niagara Real Estate Group at eXp Realty. And my team helps hundreds of people buy and sell real estate here in the Niagara region. And of course, we absolutely love it because that is our business. We deal with local residents who buy and sell, as well as we specialize in helping people relocate here to the Niagara region, as you can see with our YouTube channel. So if that person's you guys are thinking about relocating, whether it be, just preliminary discussions now, or you're thinking about making a move over the next couple of years, then what we'd love for you to do is reach out to us. We always encourage you to reach out, schedule a Zoom call or a phone call. We'd love to have a preliminary chat with you and figure out how we can help you with your relocation plans. And also, remember, do not forget to hit like, subscribe, and tap that notification bell so you guys will be notified every time I post up videos just like this one. Now, let me know in the comment section below, guys, if you want to continue seeing vlog videos just like this one with my boots on the ground. I'd love to hear from you, and I will continue making them if you guys want to see videos just like this. All right, guys, so we're just leaving Jones Beach right now. I'm going to take you in through some of these subdivisions right here. First off, Queen's Quay, I mentioned it earlier. I really want to show you some of the townhouses in here. So we're going to turn into development. We're just going to kind of go through real quick, and then we're going to make our way through the rest of Port Weller. So we're turning on to Parkside Drive right now. Now, Parkside Drive, you're going to see completely different than some of the old cottage style homes that are here or well known in Port Weller. We have a townhouse development, bungalow townhouses up on the right-hand side right beside me. They're approximately 7 to 8 years old now. And then we've got some newer single-family detached home. We've got a mix of bungalows, 2 stories, and everything else in this little pocket right here. Now, this used to be a big open field and fairly recent. There's another developer who's come into the area and started to build a subdivision. We're gonna make our way down there. We'll get out and show you guys, give you a little bit better of a vantage point down in that neighborhood. But right in here, the townhouses are going to run you. There's actually one for sale right now. I believe it's on Sandalwood, and it's listed for $799,000. But the average price, like in this pocket for something newer, is going to run you anywhere from $750,000 upwards to north of $1 million. Now, as we make our way right here, you're going to see a new development. You've got some vacant lots, and you've got a bunch of homes with some for sale signs and stuff that's been recently completed, all within the last 12 months. Now, like any real estate market, as I'm sure you guys are aware of, we've taken a bit of a hit here in Niagara with regards to our market. Things have really slowed down a lot. Obviously, builders are feeling the pinch a little bit. Homes aren't selling as fast as they were before. And supply is up, demand is down, and it's also putting some downward pressure on prices overall. So we're finding that even some of this new product isn't moving as fast as it was, and that it's really affected the prices and the amount of stuff that's actually still for sale. We're gonna make our way into the subdivision right now and also show you a park right in the middle of the subdivision. So let's check it out. All right, guys, so we're just off Parkside Drive, as mentioned, in this newer development. You can see all the new homes right along here that back onto the park. This park has been completely revamped. It's kind of in line with the new subdivision. As you can see, you've got a play area right over here. You've got tennis courts, basketball court right here. You also have a soccer field. You have access over there too. So if you live on that side of the neighborhood or development, you can also easily get over here. So I get asked all the time, you know, what are some of the benefits of being over on this side of the canal? Now, there are some benefits, there's also some disadvantages. One of the things that I personally love, and what I tell people, if they're looking for a really, really quiet community, an area that, you know, you're not getting a ton of traffic through this area. A lot of people don't even know that this side of Port Weller even exists if you're not from here. But as you can see, like we're on a Thursday afternoon, a little bit of raindrops coming down, but the park is completely empty. School's not out yet either, but it just gives you kind of some sense of, it looks like we're starting to get some rain right now, but it gives you some sense of how quiet this community really is. So it's great for young families. All right, guys, as you can see, we're back out to the street. Got a couple for sale right here. I think those ones are listed for about $850,000. They're all in smaller lot, 35 to 45 foot lots. Looks like there's some empty lots still over here. Things have kind of slowed down a bit with regards to new housing development. But if you're looking for a new house, quiet community, with good schools around you and parks, and this is definitely a great option for you. So we're heading over to Happy Rolphs in just a second, but on our way, I just wanted to make note that Port Weller also has a bit of an industrial and commercial component to it. As you can see from all around me, there's a few different medium to large size businesses and commercial complexes in this pocket of Port Weller too. And it is worth noting as well, because I mean, obviously with neighborhoods close by, it's just one of those things that's good to know. If you don't want to live near this stuff, it's not like you're gonna get a lot of noise or any type of chemicals or anything like that. There's none of that in this area. All right, guys, here we are at the Happy Rolphs Animal Farm right behind me, as you can tell. And there are ponies, there are horses, there are all kinds of different animals that the kids can come here and pet and play with. There are play areas for the kids. There's a big, huge, giant pond. There's waterfront trails in here. There's picnic areas. It's a great place to spend a weekend with your kids or any type of friends or relatives. It's also free, which is amazing. The city of St. Catharines owns and operates Happy Rolphs, and the fact that it is free just makes it that much better. Now my surroundings right now are so beautiful, guys. I've taken cover right now because it's a little bit rainy, but right across the street, we're gonna catch some footage for you, but we're surrounded by orchards right now. I can see the lake literally right over there. It's such an amazing and quiet place to be. I highly, highly recommend if you guys are visiting the Niagara region, you've gotta come down here to Port Weller and stop over here at Happy Rolphs Animal Farm. Check it out, we're inside here at Happy Rolphs. You can see a couple of the small little horses here. What's really cool is actually, I didn't even know this, but they're up for adoption. I don't have the space for a horse, unfortunately, but they are pretty cool. But check it out. Just literally walked in here too, guys. There's like no security or anything. It's actually pretty relaxed environment. Again, it was a little bit rainy, so there's not a lot of people here today, but pretty cool place. All right, guys, we're heading out of Port Weller east side. We're gonna head to the west side right now, which is just across the canal. But just wanted to point out the proximity here to Niagara Lake. As you can see right over my shoulder, you may not be able to see it, but the Niagara Lake population sign is just over there. We're turning onto Lakeshore Road right now. Now, Lakeshore Road runs east and west through St. Catharines and then obviously into Niagara on the lake. So it's a major route for commuters who are obviously going to go into Niagara Lake wine country. This is a very, very nice drive. Better than taking the highway and going off and taking Highway 55. And Lakeshore is just a really slower drive, a much better pace, and you get to see a lot of the beautiful wineries and scenic nature in this area of St. Catharines and Niagara Lake. So here's the canal, guys. One of the things, and I've mentioned this in many of my videos before, some of my pros and cons videos of living in a certain area, the one thing with living on this side of Port Weller is that you have to contend with the canal bridge consistently. Now, obviously, wintertime, not so much of a problem because they closed the Welland Canal. But as soon as they opened the Welland Canal, which this year was pretty early because we didn't really have much of a cold winter, I think they opened it in like March, maybe even a little bit earlier. That bridge can go up 7 to 10 times a day, sometimes more in peak season. So you have to bear in mind that if you live in that community, that bridge going up 7 to 10 times a day, if you're a mom or a dad and you're taking your kids to school or soccer or any type of sporting event or whatever, you've got to contend with that and always anticipate that that bridge could be up. Now there are apps that you can follow, as well as there are some signage that coming in and out of that community that will alert you on whether or not the bridge is up, and it'll allow you to kind of divert and go around and maybe go through Niagara Lake or Virgil or right along Stewart Road area. Which is good. However, again, I just always want to remind people that that is something that you will always have to contend with if you live in that little pocket of Port Weller. Now, guys, we are rolling into Malcolmson Park. Now, this is just on the other side of the Welland Canal, as you guys just saw, as I just mentioned. This is an eco-friendly park. It connects with the Waterfront Trail. I'm just gonna get out, I'm gonna show you guys a little bit, show you the location. If you're a biker or you like to hike, then this is a fantastic location to be close by. All right, guys, here we are. We're at Malcolmson Park right here. As you can see, there is the Waterfront Trail connection, which will take you right to Sunset Beach. What is the time? It says it's about 6-minute bike and a 16-minute walk to take you to Sunset Beach. Good news is we're going to take you there anyway, so you guys get to see the beach, but you can see the long trail that connects. The lake is just over there, and this is the front. You've got the parking lot and everything, and then you've got this really cool sign. It gives you a bit of a brief history of what this park is all about. You can see all the different types of wildlife that frequents in here, all the different trails. It gives you kind of a general map. But it's a massive, massive park. So if you live in the area, I know a lot of people like to bike through here, hike, you can run. I've actually done this run all the way from the Port Dalhousie area. It takes about, it's about an hour and a half run all the way from there, taking the Waterfront Trail. So if you're an avid runner and you like a little bit of terrain, this is a really, really cool spot to be able to do that. All right, guys, here we are. We are at the Port Weller Community Center on the west side of Port Weller, on the other side of the canal now. Again, another really great location in this little community of Port Weller. I'm going to just show you guys what's happening here. We have a huge soccer field. I know there's a bunch of different kids soccer leagues that runs out of here. And then you have this, of course, is the highlight, this brand new splash pad. And then you've got the community center. If you guys can kind of see that right over here, it's been completely renovated back in 2019. It was about a $750,000 project from the city of St. Catharines. They came in, totally revamped and renovated this building. They've got halls in there that you can rent. You've got washrooms, of course, tennis courts right over there. It's a really, really great little spot. Again, I'll tell you, this is a hidden gem. You know, if you guys aren't from this location, I mean, really, truly, how are you even going to know about it unless you actually stumble upon it or someone tells you? That's what's so cool about this little neighborhood, or these neighborhoods that run along the lakeshore, these waterside neighborhoods. There's so many hidden gem parks like this in green space. That's why people love living in these locations. All right, guys, so we are at Sunset Beach right now, and as you can probably see from around us, we've got a lot of rain happening right now. And literally, it's like our luck. When I left the house an hour and a half ago, it was completely sunny. And if you look around us right now, literally, there is sunshine all around. It's probably not even raining about 4 kilometers from here. So this parking lot does fill up in the summertime. That I can say for sure, because again, I don't live too far from here, so I know how busy the area can get. And they're pretty strict about people parking in the neighborhood streets here too. As you can imagine, if you live in this neighborhood, you don't exactly want parked cars in front of your house 24/7 during the sunny summer beach season. But anyway, we're gonna head out right now, guys. I hope we got some good footage for you. We are gonna make our way back on a nicer day and continue to show you more footage of Sunset Beach. It's one of my favorite beaches in the area. But we're gonna make our way out right now. We're gonna grab some footage of the neighborhood here, talk a little bit about the real estate on this side of Port Weller, and then we're gonna make our way north again, northwest, show you some of the neighborhoods, the waterside neighborhoods right here in North St. Catharines that are some of my favorite. Community, guys, very similar to the other side of Port Weller. You're going to notice a real kind of beachy vibe here. Historically, a lot of these homes were little cottages, weekend cottages, and even cottages that people would live in 24/7. But now it's changed a little bit with the cost of real estate and things like that. You have people coming into these areas doing major renovations to their properties, and obviously living in them. Some of them are going to be infill lots, but you got a mix of like bungalows, little tiny bungalows, 2-story homes, modern 2-story homes. This one's for sale here. That's a really, really nice house. I can't remember the price of that one. I think it's around $850,000. You've got semi-detached homes in here. You got homes that need work. So really, I can tell you that Port Weller, both east and west side, are a bit of a mixed bag when it comes to real estate. You can also notice that these lots are a lot smaller here. We're gonna make our way into some of the northern parts of St. Catharines now. As mentioned, you're gonna notice right off the hop that the lots are gonna be a lot larger. The sunshine is coming out. It's a sign. We're right here, we're on Cherry Road, guys. This is one of my favorite neighborhoods right here. We are waterside or lakeside, literally. The homes on the right that you guys are seeing right now actually back on, and most of them have lake views, and it backs onto the Waterfront Trail. Coming up on my right here, here's one of the entrances to get to the Waterfront Trail. What's unique about the Waterfront Trail is it's not just straight. It actually kind of curves around the lake. It comes back up through these neighborhoods. And in order to connect with them, you are forced to come up into these little neighborhoods and cul-de-sacs, and then you are basically forced to get back onto the Waterfront Trail, which makes it kind of unique. It's not boring. Again, great if you like to ride a bike or hike or run. It's a fantastic ride for that, because it's everywhere you're going is just completely different, and all your views are completely different all along the way. Here we are, guys, on another one of my favorite streets. This is Butler Crescent. This neighborhood, and again, a lot of these neighborhoods along here are, a lot of these homes were built in the 70s and 80s and some into the 90s, but for the most part, your 70s and 80s in here. You're gonna get, every single home is slightly different in its own way, as you can see. Now, the ones up here on the right, these all, again, look over to the lake, very exclusive.
So typically they are a lot more money than the ones that do not have water views for obvious reasons. You can see this one right here on the right getting completely renovated. We're really starting to see a lot more of that. People move into the area, take some of these older homes that need work and completely renovate them. As you can see, all of them have beautiful trees, beautiful landscape. And as we roll up here, you can see like the lake view and access again to the Waterfront Trail. We're actually gonna park and we're gonna make our way down the Waterfront Trail because this is such an amazing view right here.
Here we are. $1 million views right there. It's like a little cool sitting area here with some benches. You see way out there, guys. I don't know if you can see that. You see the ship just on the other side of the ship. That is Toronto. You can actually kind of see the CN Tower as well. Might be a little harder from the camera, but I can see it from my vantage point. As you can see, all these homes right up on here all have lake views. It's not deeded. A lot of people ask me about that. Your lot lines typically run right up until this point right here. The rest is city maintained and city owned, so you don't own into the water at this specific point. Most of the properties are that way as well down here. It's actually kind of nice. You get the best of both worlds. You get to be able to have these $1 million lake views without having the added expense of maintaining, you know, the water or shoreline. These guys are just chilling right there. Beautiful. Check it out, guys. So right over there, if you can see, you see the lighthouse, guys, right on my view. So that's Port Dalhousie right there. So this, again, Waterfront Trail. Just if you were to stay on this trail and walk all the way down, you're gonna come in and out and up through these neighborhoods, and it eventually will take you right into Port Dalhousie. And that's what's so cool about this trail. I love this house right here behind me. There was a huge reno done. It's gorgeous. One other thing or question I get from a lot of people too, being close to the lake here and the water, a lot of people are concerned about water levels and, you know, if a lot of these homes get flooding or have flooding issues because of the water issues. So I just want to address that question. If you look behind me, I don't know if you can tell the elevation, we're actually, we're quite elevated from the water right now. If I had to guess, you're probably about, I'd say 20 to 25 feet from the actual shoreline with a lot of these protected rocks. So, you know, to answer that question, and most of that is all the way down, and even some locations you're actually, like you look at some of these homes up here, I mean, you're essentially from the water level probably 50 to 100 feet higher. So there's really never been any issues with flooding or anything of that in my lifetime anyway in this area. Yeah, sure, you're going to get some strong winds and things like that off the lake here. That's just natural because it is so open. But with regards to flooding or anything like that, not going to be a concern if you want to live close to this.
We're on Royal York right now, guys. Royal York is just, again, another street. These homes to my right are backing onto the water, again, where we just were. You've got back splits, side splits, raised ranches, two-story homes. You've got access to the trail, again, right here. That house there, we sold in about 7 days, which is fantastic in this market. We sold that house for $1,065,000. I'll post up the link in the description if you guys want to see what that house looked like. But that house there was a back split, big 2-car garage, no pool or anything like that, but fully landscaped yard and fully renovated. So $1,065,000 in this neighborhood will get you something really, really, really nice and fully renovated. If you're looking for something kind of in between, you don't really want to spend the $1 million, it's totally doable in this neighborhood. Again, I always recommend, you know, buy the cheaper home or the home maybe that needs a little bit of work in these types of neighborhoods, because that's what's really going to give you that that extension on your investment. That's what's really going to give you your lift. You could find homes in here that need a lot of work, hovering in the low end 700 upwards to 750 will get you something on anywhere in here that needs work. And at that, you're probably looking at investing somewhere in the lines of $100,000 to $200,000 to get it up to today's standards with regards to like renovation finishes and all that stuff. So maybe having a fully detached home isn't necessarily right for you, or you're looking for something that's going to be a little bit lower maintenance. In this area, as you can see, it's predominantly detached homes. But I do have a solution for you. I'm here just outside of 701 Geneva Street. This is called Beachview Place. Now, this is one of my favorite luxury condo buildings. It's an older building. It was built in 1987. But what I love about it is that it sits right at the shores of Lake Ontario, right here by the Waterfront Trail. You have a park directly across the street. It is a very exclusive building. Units are starting in the ranges of around $750,000, so very affordable if you do not want a detached home in this area, but want to live in this area to take advantage of all the amenities. And being that it's such a nice place to live, there are a couple units that are for sale right now in the unit. In the penthouse, if you're looking for something that's 2,000 square feet, that's gonna run you about a $1.4 million if you're looking for something with lake views and in the penthouse. I know I sound like I'm probably repeating myself, but I really just wanna show you how awesome it is and how easy and accessible that Waterfront Trail is living in this neighborhood. But I'm gonna stop talking, I'm gonna take you down there, show you the views, and show you more around this building. All right, guys, as you can see, we're at Evangelista Court. Another beautiful cul-de-sac with some nice homes overlooking the water. We're gonna walk up the Waterfront Trail and show you guys this view. So some of the trail has actually been paved, some is unpaved. It's kind of stone. You kind of get a mix of both. But where we were before was just a block over that way. I was standing actually not too far, but you can see all the homes with lake view. There's Waterfront Trail sign. And there's 701 Geneva. What a beautiful building. Like I said, it's a little bit of an older building, but it's got all the luxurious amenities that you could imagine in a building like this. It's super exclusive. I just love the fact that, you know, it's located in the subdivision. I mean, what a perfect option for somebody who doesn't necessarily want the maintenance or upkeep of a, you know, a big detached home anymore. Maybe you're retired, semi-retired, just want easy living, and this is a great option. I mean, look how nice the grounds are. It's super, super well kept. This building's amenities has everything you can imagine. It's got a pool, which hopefully we can see shortly here. It has, it's an outdoor pool actually too. It has a sauna, steam room, gym, library, the whole 9 yards. I'll put a link in the description below too about, there's a website about the building too, give you guys a little bit more photos of it. But here you go, here's our views, guys. And as you can see, we're getting a little closer to the Port Dalhousie Marina, right over there. There's your lighthouse. Still a little dark over there, I think they're getting some rain. There you go, guys, there's a better view of the pool. You can see beautiful little courtyard, outdoor pool, pavilion. All those units that have these great views of the lake. I'm gonna try not to get run over by a bicycle. Got bikers heading down the path. All right, guys, we're gonna wrap up the tour. We're gonna make one more stop. We're gonna make our way down to Westcliffe Park, much more closer to Port Dalhousie. So stay tuned, we'll be over there in just a couple minutes. All right, guys, as we are approaching our last stop, we're gonna be heading down Lake Street. We're gonna head to Westcliffe Park, but before we do so, I get this question a lot. What type of amenities are around the North End area, given the fact that there isn't a lot of big box stores here, which is true, which really gives it its charm. But there is everything you need within literally a small radius here. We have no frills right across the street right here at Lake Street, Lake and Lakeshore. We've got a plaza right over here, which has a bunch of different shops from Lakeshore Meats as an example. There's a Bugsy's, which is a well-known sports bar that's been around for 35 years. Tim Hortons on the corner, Avondale. You have a pharmacy. So basically you have everything right here, everything that you need. And if you want to go to the big box stores, guess what? You jump in your car, you take a quick drive, and within 10 minutes, you're at all the big box stores. down by Vancicle Road and 4th Avenue area. Now, as we make our way, I also want to make one more note because I do get a question a lot about the schools in the area. Now, we didn't cover a lot of schools in the area just because I didn't want to make the video too long, but we are approaching one of the most popular schools in this vicinity of Lakeshore, and that is Pine Grove School, right here on my right. I get a lot of people actually reach out to me from out of town that hear about this school and actually want to move into this area specifically because of that elementary school. Just an information note. And coming up here, the Orchard, this is one of my favorite high-end townhouse complexes built by Rinaldi Homes. It's about 4 years old now. This one here, really, really nice. Average price in there is about 1.2 million.
Okay guys, we're wrapping up our vlog. We're just heading into the last stop here. It's called Westcliffe Park. Near and dear to me, I live in this neighborhood, so I love it. I wanted to finish off here. You can see behind me, we're at 5 Carn Castle. This Harbor Point townhouse complex is super, super nice. Some of them have views of Port Dalhousie. We're gonna go down, I'll show you a little bit better. It's a super, super quiet cul-de-sac, but we're making our way right through here to Westcliffe Park. I walk the dogs down here basically every single day. They love it. There's a little park for kids to play. There's also some really good views of the marina and Port Dalhousie. So we're gonna show you a little bit more and then we'll wrap it up. Everything is super green right now. It's had so much rain, but there's your park, a popular place for kids that live in this neighborhood. Port Dalhousie is right over there. We're gonna give you guys a better view of that in just a second here. You'll see there's a bunch of benches all along the way. That's the same thing along the Waterfront Trail. So this is the Waterfront Trail here too, guys, as you can see here. So this is the same trail I've been talking about the entire time in this video. This is where you could ride your bike, you can run, you can hike, you can walk. This is the trail. And where we just were, at that condo building at 701 Geneva Street, you can actually almost see that from here too. It's really not that far. Actually, the top of it is right over there. You could see it. So that's where we just were. I'm gonna give you guys a better view here of, so all these homes here, wintertime, you're gonna have better views here because of course these trees are not filled out as much. But at the end of the day, there's nothing better than having no rear neighbors, a beautiful quiet park and green space like this, and then having, you know, views of the lake as well. Again, at different times of the year, the city will come in here and they'll actually trim these trees down to make sure people still get kind of a view. But as we roll up here, there's your marina on this side here, guys. Check it out. It's a huge boat. All right, guys, so we're just heading out of Westcliffe Park. We're going down this path, which is gonna take us to Lighthouse Road. Now, Lighthouse Road, you're gonna see, basically connects us with this side of Port Dalhousie. It's a great walking path as well. If you wanna walk to Port Dalhousie, like in town Port Dalhousie, from this location here, you could easily do so. We actually do it all the time. Oh, there's a little baby bunny right there. But yeah, it's really easy to do. It's about a 15-minute walk. We take our dogs down, we cut across here, then we cut across the bridge and walk into Port Dalhousie. You can see how close we are. There's Port Dalhousie right there. We're just walking up to the marina. There's the Dalhousie Yacht Club. Good fish and chips there. So here you can actually see, guys, there's the beach right there. There's some volleyball going on, I think, there. But it's a beautiful sandy beach. Another great beach if you're in St. Catharines or live in this area. That's kind of where you're gonna go. You're gonna go there, or you're gonna go to Sunset Beach. And then real quick, I'm gonna show you guys, we're walking out towards the lighthouse. There's 2 piers here. If you haven't seen my videos previously, you get the pier on this side of the lake as well as on the other side. So if you live on this side, what I typically do is we walk our dogs down this side of the pier instead of walking across the other side. So it's kind of cool how you have double piers here. There's benches that you can sit on. Much better view. There's Port Dalhousie. There it is, guys. Not many boats out there today. It looks like the wind's picked up way too much. But so you got this pier, you got the East Pier and the West Pier. Well, there you have it, guys. That's going to wrap up our vlog today of the St. Catharines waterside or lakeside neighborhoods right here in North St. Catharines. Now, let me ask you this. Is this an area that you would want to live in? Do you have any questions about this area? If you do, guys, make sure you do one thing and reach out to us. And if you're thinking of buying or selling or want to learn more about what it's like living in Niagara, you guys know what to do. Thanks for watching today, and we'll see you all around town.